Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. As you can see behind me, I have a giant house that I spent like 2 days on. And this is just like kind of like one of those tutorials where I kind of just show you the exterior and the interior, and you could kind of just get inspiration from the ideas that I thought were cool. So, yeah, that's kind of the style of this video, so let's pop right into it. So, of course, I have these two other houses that you probably noticed already, and those are actually going to be in a separate video. So, if you guys would like to see me interiorize these houses, I don't know if that's not a word, never mind, I don't even know. But yeah, if you would like to see me do a tour of these two houses, if I decide to, it's kind of my decision, not really yours, but if you guys want to see that, then please just subscribe if you want to. And then I guess you'll be able to see these two houses. I'll show you just a full in-depth kind of detail of exactly how I built these houses. But yeah, so that's kind of going to happen soon. Not yet, of course, but yeah, so let's just go straight into a wraparound of this house. Okay, so we're only going to do the front first, then we're going to do the interior, and then there's a backyard that I would like to show you. So that's pretty cool. So, exterior, it starts out with like one of those like grand kind of entrances. It has like this little just nature part in the middle, and in the nighttime I actually just put a little gray carpet, not gray, it's brown, get your colors straight optical. So yeah, just under this there's just a piece of lantern. I should probably put that carpet back. Okay, brown carpet, so it kind of just blends in. If you're using just grass, then maybe just use a green wool, but since I was using podzol anyway, I was kind of just like, why not? So again, further depth on how this is built. As I said in my last tutorial video, these are complicated. It's kind of what you feel is right, not necessarily a very strict thing. The rocks is just pretty simple. You just start it with a base of just some blocks. I'll just explain to you in just some stone and some slabs and some walls. So it's pretty simple. You just plot out. It could even be like this, and then you just put slabs wherever you feel fit, maybe a few buttons around. I really didn't do that much detail on this, but yeah, stick a few buttons around. It looks like pebbles. I just felt like it wouldn't really fit that much because there are kind of just pebbles along this entire walkway, but yeah, so that's basically what you do, and then of course you texturize it. This is a pretty bad example, but it's a start, so you could put something like that. So really do whatever you want. It's really what you feel is right. That's the whole thing about terraforming and stuff. You really just kind of want to see what looks good to you. So again, just some other trees. This time I used fences and fence gates for the inside, for the trunk and not the leaves. Okay, and then this is a custom car. It was supposed to be like one of those like modern cars like the Tesla or something. It didn't really turn out that good. It's really hard to do it on a small scale, on a player scale. So whatever, it's all good. I could definitely do better in the future. But yeah, so that is the car. It has some windows, some buttons as car handles, sorry. So yeah, and then you have the front entrance, which is pretty cool. You just got a little button tacked as a handle. Tell me if you guys feel like that looks better as a handle, like almost like a wall. Yeah, I think that looks better, at least to me. I don't know, it kind of just sticks out, and that makes it look pretty good. Again, custom tree, we'll go into it later. Again, you can see that I kind of used some coarse dirt and mycelium. Not mycelium, I always get those two mixed up. Some podzol, yep, that's right. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so yeah, that is the front entrance. Pretty simple. Yeah, whoa, lag spike. And then, on the top, there is a fireplace in the inside, as you probably would have guessed by this gigantic thing of smoke. So, what you do for this is, you want to start out with just some blocks, right? Make it kind of look like it's going in the general direction, the same general direction. And what you do is you place, there are 4 different blocks that you place, and you place, that's the same block. And then you place, so first, sorry, I'm bad at explaining this. So it's kind of like a gradient. So you use 4 different colors of glass. You first start out with white, then light gray, then black. And you slowly progress them into each other. And then, once you kind of have a steady ascend all the way to the top where you want to end your smoke, then what you do is you kind of have these glass panes, and they're kind of seeping into the next color. You see how I kind of integrated these white stained glass panes into this gray? And it kind of just helps the transition smooth It makes it very smooth. So that's kind of how you do the smoke, and eventually at the end, you kind of just put a few glass panes, maybe just one more, disconnected from that. So you go like this, and then you have to really just take a look at it and see how it looks. If you don't like it, you could just do the entire thing over again. So you go around this nature part, and then you have two options. Of course, we're going to do the front entrance first, and then we're actually going to go through the side one. And then, yeah, you'll basically see what's on that side door. That's kind of like a mudroom that goes there. I know a lot of houses have that now, so I thought that would be a pretty good thing to include. So, yeah. Okay, so the first thing that you notice is really just this carpet. Again, that's not really what the main thing of this is. So you walk in, and this is kind of like the living room. It's like the TV room also. This is one of those like very modern couches. It's a very, very simple design. You just use some slabs and some signs of the same color. If you want, you could use some quartz for this. It doesn't really matter. Maybe some concrete. I'll show you how that looks. So really anything you want. I just thought that more of a uniform thing would look a little bit better in this house. I don't know. It's just woody in my opinion. I like it that way. Maybe we'll keep it like this for the rest of the video. So yeah, that's kind of this room. You got some note blocks acting almost like speakers. To get that real surround sound feel. Again, this little wall has some of those speakers also. It just adds like a really nice detail to the house, and it kind of makes it seem like people are actually living here, and it's actually inhabitable, which is great. Buttons on some trapdoors, 3 tall, probably like 7, maybe 8 across. Nope, it's not a number. It's 7 across, 3 tall. Trapdoors on the bottom. I have glowstone under these, so it kind of lights up the room a little bit. And that's kind of a big thing about this house. It kind of uses different ways to make it seem like the room is lit up by just this thing, while really there's a lot of other light. Again, you got some natural light from all the windows in this house, but I just thought, it would probably be a good idea to hide some light around just to make it seem a little bit more lively. So we're going to go this way first. Over here, you just got a little decoration, 3 tall, 1 wide. Doors, so under the stairs, which you could kind of see through over here, is just your washing machine, your dryer, kind of to make it seem believable that people actually live here, and they actually, have a washing machine, a dryer, to kind of just do all of the daily needs that people need. So I kind of put some iron bars here, almost like a tube. It's pretty simple, these two things. So this is, I don't know which one is which, but one of them is washing machine, one of them is a dryer. This one is pretty simple. It's just smooth stairs. I guess I could kind of just show you on top. Black stained glass and some slabs. Very simple. Just put this in front. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, and that's literally it. Then you want to have something next to it, maybe a wall or just something to make it so that you don't have to cover that glass over there. I don't know. If you wanted to have it independent, then maybe you could put some trapdoors down or something. I don't know. I'm also getting a little bit of cold, so just kind of messing with me. I don't know. Well, whatever. Okay. So, and then this one is pretty simple. You just have 2 pieces of concrete item frame with some white stained glass in it. Then you have your quartz slab and your iron bars. So, that's pretty cool. Let's just change this to day. That is not day. That is day. Okay. I'll show you how it looks like in nighttime later. So then, I'm actually going to go and do the rest of the house first before I show you that room. Okay, so over here you got a little door. This is just a little bathroom that I came up with. Floor is pretty simple. You got some diorite, some polished diorite, and some smooth quartz. I actually used slabs because I was lazy. This is actually a really cool thing that I found on the internet, and it is supposed to be toilet paper, and it looks really, really believable. I thought this was great. It looks so real. You could use any button you want. So the way to make this is, I totally forgot that it did that. So it's very, very simple. So what you do is you take your button of any choice. It could be stone. It could be any type of wood that you want. And you put the button down, and then instead of going on the button itself, go on the block, put down your item frame, then put your snow block or your wool. It doesn't matter. You could even do some quartz. So put one of those down, just a full block. Make sure it's white or any color you want. If you want your toilet paper to be blue, then that's fine. But just put down a full block, because if you were to put down a slab, it would just look a little bit weird. Yeah, a little bit weird. So maybe if you wanted an empty roll, you could use something like some spruce planks or something to signify that little tube in the middle. So yeah, that's basically how you do this. It's very detailed considering its size. 3 blocks, really simple. You got your little toilet, and then you have your sink. I decided to fill this one up with water, and it has a few drawers on the bottom. This is, again, really simple. 3 blocks, weighted iron weighted iron pressure plate, a birch sign, and an item frame. So you put that up, and it just looks like a drawer. So it's either a cabinet or a drawer, and then this light is just a few end rods, then a iron bar, and then you have an item frame with a sea lantern in it, and that kind of makes it look like the lamp is kind of like that, and then this item frame is like a decoration, because if you were to look at it like this, it actually goes through the item frame, so it kind of looks like this is like almost like a wraparound around this item frame, around this, this sea lantern. So I just thought that was a pretty cool way to kind of do a lamp. You'll see that around the house. So yeah, that's the bathroom. Sorry if I sound nasally, that's a cold. So yeah, and then this is also pretty simple, just some white stained glass panes around a sea lantern to actually give off the light, then an item frame with a sea lantern in that. So that's just kind of what that room, what that light is. So yeah. That's really this room. Let's head on to the kitchen. The kitchen is one of my favorite parts of the houses. It just looks very sleek, very nice. I use quartz as the bottom. So yeah, I thought it was like a pristine look, that it kind of just makes it look a lot more modern, a lot more sleek. And then you have this island in the middle, but we'll get onto that last. So you have a little table. This isn't one of my proudest things that I've made on this especially, but your 2 chairs, you just have some stair with a trapdoor on one side because it's kind of connected to the wall, and this is the wall on the outside. So I kind of just did that. It just kind of looks like a chair. Yeah, that's that. You'll just have a little potted plant. This is a light fixture that I decided to put in. It's just some glass panes with 1 glass pane so sticking out. So it's 3 glass panes, 1 glass pane like this, and then you have lanterns on it, and it kind of just looks like one of those like modern light fixtures that people will have in their house. So yeah, I just thought that would be a cool detail to put in. Again, just some ways to have a light source while also looking modern. These are supposed to be like cups or just something that you would generally have around the house. And yeah, there's actually a cool trick that I'm going to show you in a little bit. So again, just sea lanterns under that. This is my poor attempt at a microwave. I thought it was the best that I could do at the moment, so that's what I'm sticking with. This is just a little shelving unit, a little fridge, some ovens. So yeah, it just has some potted plants around and some stuff. Again, this is one of those like heating lamps that kind of just people have around. I don't know if that's really a thing that people have, but I'm assuming that it is. But yeah, so you have this little plate over here, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. I'm assuming that a lot of you know. It's pretty known by a lot of people. So yeah, this is the island in the middle. I thought this was a pretty cool thing. I used snow, as you can see. And yeah, just make sure that you don't put this next to a light source, or close to a light source, that is, because it will melt. So I just kind of did a 4x2, and then I just put 2 snow layers, maybe 3, on this side, kind of just to make it look a little bit more diagonal. And then on this side, I used trapdoors and minecart with furnace in the middle, with a furnace in it, to kind of look like stovetops. I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. So yeah. Then, of course, you have your 2 lights over here. Maybe I should replace these with trapdoors. Tell me what you think, to kind of make it like those fans that you have on top of the stove. I don't know. And then, again, this is just another one of those heating stuff. So now I'm going to show you how to make this wonderful thing. So you need an item frame, your food of choice, and a birch trapdoor. I'm assuming a lot of you have seen this, but I'll show you guys anyway. So let's just take a carrot. And then you go over to whatever surface you want to have your wonderful plate on. And you go over to it. You put this item frame down. You put whatever item you want in it. And you put it in the direction that you choose. And then go on the block, again, almost the same as the toilet paper. Go on the block, not the item frame, because that'll just twist it, right? And then you place down the trapdoor, and some of them may glitch. I'm not exactly sure how it works. This one doesn't glitch. These 2 do. Usually it looks very smooth, and it looks almost like, because the item is a little bit taller than the birch trapdoor, it just kind of makes it seem like this is a plate and it has something on it. So that's basically the way that you do it. It's pretty simple. Again, the way that I did this, you just had some of course, you just had your redstone. I'm totally blanking. Your redstone torches, and then you have this. But these trapdoors level with the snow, and that just kind of makes it that the furnace, the minecart with a furnace in the middle, is it just sticks out like one or maybe half a pixel, and that just kind of makes it look like the stovetop. So this is the kitchen. Has a little pantry. Yeah. So yeah, that's the kitchen. This is the living room area. This is the one where you just chill, you hang out with your friends, you read some books. This one kind of progressed, so I'll actually show you more in detail on how to make this. So I'm just going to get all of the items of my choice. I forgot that it did that also. Yeah, let's just get this. I'm assuming that you knew that was a loom. And let's get our trapdoors. Let's get this, and you know what, let's just get a pot. Great. Okay, now let's head back outside, and I'll show you exactly how to make this. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to decide the height of your bookshelf, bookcase, whatever you want to call it. So in the house over there, it is actually a 3 by, I think, either 7 or 9. I'm not sure. One of the two. So let's just build that up. Let's start with 7, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you just do one more on the top. So what I did in that one is first I just punched out 3 holes like so. Yeah, I was right. Okay. It was 7 tall. So then what I did is, just to make it kind of like one of those more modern kind of bookshelves, I just put those 3 potted plants in it, and of course I filled them in with plants, just kind of to make it kind of break up the bookshelviness of the bookshelf, which I know kind of sounds really weird, but that's just how it works. And then what I did to make it kind of seem a little bit more like it's not just filled entirely with books, I know you've probably seen that the sides of the loom look like an empty bookshelf, so you go on the side that you don't prefer to have seen. If you have a double-sided one, I'm not sure how you could do that. You could probably go like this, and then you wouldn't see it as much. That's just what I would do. Again, on the inside, you will see it. So I'm not sure how you would want to do that. But yeah, so you kind of just do it like so, and kind of just randomly put in, if you want just most of the books to be showing, then of course you could do that. So I just kind of put in those few kind of looms to make it almost seem a lot more lively and a lot more realistic, because I highly doubt that you at home have a bookcase that has all of the books in it. So then what you want to do, of course, you don't want to have any of the sides of the loom. You could have that side. That actually doesn't matter that much. It looks pretty similar. No, never mind. It doesn't look anything similar to that. But again, when you have some scaffolding on top, you don't really see it that much. So what you want to do is place some scaffolding around. It kind of just makes it more like, hey, these are, I don't know, it just kind of adds some detail to it. I'm not really sure how I would say it looks, but I think it looks pretty good. So again, if it's pretty tall, then you could just stick it like that. No one will really notice that. But yeah, so that's what you want to do. Just have some scaffolding around, and it kind of just looks like it's pretty cool bookshelf. And then, of course, if one of the sides is exposed, or if both of them are, you just could go up with some trapdoors, and just kind of, yeah, just like that. And then the side is fully completed, and then, of course, the back side is the same exact thing. So yeah, that's basically how you make this bookshelf. Pretty simple, I know. Let's head back, and actually, what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna stop doing my tour. Let's just show you this room on the side. So this is supposed to be the mud room, and the first thing that you notice is you have some hooks, and you have these are supposed to be shoe holders. So you put your shoes in here. I kind of just did like a modern design of stairs. It's pretty simple. You just have upright stairs going in this way, downward stairs this, upward stairs here, downward stairs here, and then you kind of just put some iron trapdoors on top of that to make it look like one of those shoe holders. So yeah, and then you have your hooks for your coats and whatever. You have a nice little chandelier. It's pretty simple. You just do a 3x3 of glass panes, 2 end rods in the middle, 1 end rod on either side, and then the bars, and then you have your sea lanterns that I showed you in the bathroom. Then over here, pretty simple as well. You just have an aquarium. Sand on the floor, put whatever coral or whatever you want. I put a sea pickle 4 of them on the side over there just to give off a little bit of light. Then over here, again, I have some bars that kind of seem like it's almost like just the water filtering in and out. So yeah, that's that room over there. Yeah, so now that we're here, this is just a little bit of just some furniture over here. So you have just some jungle bark, or as they call it, wood. I call it bark because it's fully bark. So yeah, again, same exact thing as it was in the kitchen. It's just the same drawer style. And then this lamp over here, very simple, end rod and a smooth quartz slab on top. You'll see that around the house. You just got a scaffolding acting like a table with the same lamp on top. So yeah, and then this living room place is great. I love it. It's so good. So yeah, these chairs are awesome. I love these chairs. They're functional if you're playing in survival, and they're just great. So, the way to make these chairs, I'm assuming that you could already tell if you have any idea on how to play the game. I didn't mean that, by the way. So yeah, what you do is you just take 4 spruce stairs, and then they will connect up to these smooth quartz stairs, which will kind of smoothly interact with this bed. It's 1 pixel higher, but that shouldn't matter that much. So yeah, the bed, it's both functional. You could sleep on the couch if you would really like to. So yeah, great modern design. I love it to bits, and it's great. So yeah, then you have, again, same kind of style as the kitchen. You have the same kind of table. And over here is a little neat trick. It's kind of like the same kind of thing as this, just instead of having that birch pressure plate, you have a dead coral, and it kind of looks like just a way to display this. This is kind of just like a moon rock or something that's very shiny. Again, you have some more cups, kind of like just people were here just chilling. Now this fireplace. This is one of my favorite parts of the entire build. This is great. It's such a good build. I love it to bits, and yeah. So, I'll go outside and show you exactly how to make it, because I think this is an awesome build, and I think all of you should know how to make it. So, first thing that you want to do is place however many campfires you want. This one will do 3. Then what you want to do is take your smooth quartz slabs. I like smooth quartz a lot better than regular quartz. I don't know, I just feel like it's a lot more smooth in texture as it is. And yeah, so I kind of just wrap it around like so. And again, just make sure that these corners, usually this will be against the wall. If it isn't, fill it in the back. Most likely, though, it is in the wall. So, right on top of these, just put some birch, or whatever wood type you would want. I'm not sure. You could even do some white concrete if you would really want to. Again, just test around. It doesn't need to be exactly how I do it. Then what you want to do is, half a slab later, do the same exact thing around this, just wrap it around. And that kind of creates that little kind of gap that you could see it through. If you wanted to, you could make these full blocks. It just kind of, again, looks like a pretty cool fireplace like so, like that. And then, if you really wanted to, you could actually move these campfires 1 more back if you have the room. And then in front of it, you could actually place some glass. Let's use some gray glass over here. And that kind of creates like a nice just fireplace. So, from the front, that's what that kind of looks like. But actually, let's just go back to exactly what we had before, just like the inside. So, let's put these back just real quick. Great. So, now that you have that done, what you want to do is just continue this up as far as you want. Let's just go up to there. That's pretty nice. And then, on an even block, I did it exactly 1 block technically ahead of this one. You just want to place, again, another wraparound of slabs, and just make sure that it is right before this block. It's not an upside down slab, it is the bottom half of a slab. Then you could place whatever you would like. You could place a zombie head, you could place whatever you want. It kind of just acts like a nice little detail that you could put it on. And then again, you could have your flowers, you could have whatever you really want, like so. And kind of just mess around putting decorations up as you please. So yeah, that's how you make the fireplace. Very, very simplistic modern design. I love it to bits. I think it's great, as I said earlier. So please try it out in your houses. As I said, you could try out whatever version you want. I kind of showed you 2 ways to kind of make it. So yeah, please do. Okay, and let's get on with the house. So, zooming back in over here, we have Sorry, I didn't finish this room. Okay, so around the house, you've kind of seen these little kind of modern art displays. It's very similar. All of this house is very similar to Corrales. He is a YouTuber. He's great. Please watch him and subscribe to him if you want to. So he kind of has all of these little modern art displays just around, and they're just made up of some trapdoors and then buttons of the same color. And you kind of just disperse them around and kind of in a zigzag formation. So you'll see that over here in dark oak, over here in acacia. You could place it in whatever one you want, though. Okay, so right next to the fireplace, of course, you got to have your pile of wood. So I decided to use oak wood because you could make use of the campfires in this. So what you want to do is, I'll show you how to make this. Okay, so let's go right outside. Okay, pretty simple to make. So what you want to do is, I prefer to make a little stack, not super big. This might not exactly be block for block, but this should be a good amount, right? So then what you want to do, place the campfires wherever you please. Maybe do one like that, like that. Great. And then one of the mechanics of a campfire is with a shovel, if you right click, super simple. You don't need to get water all over your house. And then spruce buttons have a very, very similar color to oak wood. And of course, that means that they have the very, very similar color to the campfire. So just around, it's almost like little just like flakes of wood that fell off of the logs. Maybe put one on top like that. Again, make sure that you don't use the bark. Make sure you use the log because it just looks a little bit more realistic. I just feel like that. Again, the campfires have the same kind of texture on the bottom like that. And yeah, so that is wrong. Yeah, so that's just basically how I make this little campfire, just stack of wood. So pretty simple to make, very, very effective in detailing. So again, zoom right back in, and let's finish this second to last room. Okay, in the corner, I'm very big on the hidden lights, right? So in both corners, you have a slab with trapdoors hiding a light block just on the bottom, just like so. I use a lantern. You could use whatever block you want. They emit the same amount of light. Of course, you got your potted cactus over there, and your big leaf tree thing over here. So, very, very simple to make. I use just a quartz. This actually is not smooth quartz. I don't know what I was thinking using that. But yeah, so I actually used a potted plant with a, I'm blanking on this. Yeah, dead bush. So you use a potted plant with a dead bush in it, and that kind of looks like branches. And then you have however many leaves you want. I prefer 2. I feel like that looks the most realistic. You could do 1 if you would like. But yeah. So that kind of just looks like the branches, and then this is the leaf, kind of just like a little potted tree. So yeah, I think that looks really nice. But yeah, okay. Moving to the last room, as I showed you all of these details. Oh yeah, and around the house, before we get to that, sorry, I'm going on a tangent over here. But around the house, I actually have these end rods going across, and then at the very end, you have some banners, kind of like those window shades that you could pull across to cover the windows. I don't have them everywhere, and I'll show you in the upstairs what I did upstairs because there's not as much room. So yeah, just make sure you kind of space out this. By the way, if you wanted to know, sorry, I said this really weirdly. If you wanted to know, this is black terracotta. It works very nice with the white concrete as windows. And of course, this is black stained glass. So after that, what you want to do is, after you place your end rods, I'll show you outside actually. Very, very simple. So let's just go all the way up like this. Place a few end rods down like this. And then what you want to do is start placing your banners. Make sure, of course, that you are directly under the end rods that you kind of want them to be hanging from. I prefer to do that at an angle. If you want to do it straight, that's perfectly fine. I'll just put them side by side. You could kind of see. So the entire hitbox of the banner is on the bottom when they're standing up straight like this. So if you were to actually put it like this, it's actually going to be on the top when it's hanging. You could do stuff like this. People do it on beds all the time, everything that you could detail in Minecraft. So, sorry. Just make your way up. Of course, make sure that all of it is uniform. Get the right angle. Go all the way up, and because that hitbox is on the bottom, it will kind of look like it is just going straight through. Then over here, I'm actually not sure if this is going to work. Again, just go up, get the right angle. Yeah, it just doesn't look as nice. It doesn't look like it's actually going through. It kind of looks like it's hanging on top of it, right? So I just thought that the more sideways one was a lot nicer. So yeah, that's pretty simple. You just go up, make sure to get the right angle, and you should be fine. So yeah, let's just destroy this. And again, third time, zoom back in and see the last room on the first floor. Again, same kind of design. The roof is a very simple design. You kind of just take some stripped dark oak wood, make like a grid pattern. You could do these little indent sections as 3x3s. I did them as 2x2s because that kind of fit this little area. So what you do is you just make a grid pattern, very simple, 2x2, 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 fill it in with dark oak. You could fill it in with jungle. I just thought that one that just didn't have a lot of holes in it would be a lot better. So that's the roof of this. It's kind of just a unique roof because this is supposed to be the dining room. Everything else is kind of uniform. And these little lights are pretty simple. End rod, glass pane. End rod, glass pane. End rod. Whoa, that is really hard to say. End rod. Maybe it's just that I have a cold. I'm not sure. So yeah, and then glass pane on the bottom. So it's pretty simple. Let's go back in here. Great. So again, I just told you how to make the roof. And the windows I already told you how to make. These two side stuff I already told you how to make. I put glowstone and lanterns on bottom of these. I don't know, I felt like that would do a lot. It did exactly nothing. And then in the corner over here, I just had a little ledge and a little lamp. So yeah, just kind of a difference between these two and this. Of course, this one actually emits a little bit more light, but it's not really that much. Okay, the main part of this room is the chandelier. In the new update, we are going to be getting chains, and that will be really helpful for making chandeliers, because then we could hang these lanterns on chains. They are going to look exactly like this, so it's going to kind of be just a continuation of these lanterns, and it's going to look really awesome. But we have to kind of stick with something else right now. So I used glass panes and stone brick walls to kind of just have the illusion that they're all strung up separately. Of course, this is Minecraft. I could have this floating and it will still stay upright. But it kind of just creates the illusion that these are actually hanging, besides the fact that these signs are floating. But that's not the point. If we could have mini blocks, then you would connect them on these sides, and that would look amazing. But since we can't do that, we just got to stick with this. And just to create a little bit of detail, what I did was, I'll show you how to do this. It's really simple. What I did to kind of just create the illusion of nails, if you know how to make a bullet point with like the Alt-Shift or whatever it is, then that's awesome, but I don't know how to do that, so you do an O, and then you do space until the last part you could do it. So space all the way until the end, until it's kind of off the edge. Then just backspace one. Nope, backspace another. It's kind of just trial and error. There you go. And then enter, enter, enter. Same thing. Go like this, backspace 2, as I just learned. Great. And then you do that all the way around. And then what you do, if you don't know this, then that's great. I will show you now. So you take your dye. You could take white dye. You could take gray dye. I think I used gray dye over there. Boop. Nope, I used white dye. That's great. So yeah. That just kind of creates the illusion. It's more like metallic. It looks a little bit better, and you can kind of notice it more. So yeah. That's how you make the chandelier. You got your lamps. You have your two little shrubs in the back. And then, under the lamp, you got a table, which is great, because eating at a table is a lot more fun than not eating at a table. So, you have a total of 8 chairs. This is... Okay, you know what? I'll just show you how to make this. It's a lot simpler. I don't have to explain as much. I'm new to this stuff, so it's just easier for me to do this way. Okay, and yeah, that's everything. So let's zoom back outside for the 4th time. And I have something to show you in the entrance after this. Okay, so it is a total of 5 in length. Of course, with smooth quartz, my favorite. Okay, you have this 5 in length. It kind of looks okay as a table. And then again, just wrap it in your glass panes. That will make it look a little bit better. And the reason that you're doing this is so you could actually have a ledge with this gray carpet. It kind of, again, overhangs this gray carpet. You can't walk through it, so it looks more solid than it is. Make sure that you don't place any carpet on the quartz, because that's not where it's meant to be. Again, just, it takes a little bit of time because glass panes are annoying. But yeah, just go around placing your carpet. Make sure not to do it in the middle. And then, yeah, that's your table. It's 5 in length, and that will have you 8 chairs in total. Then what you want to do is take potted plants of your choice, or you don't even have to have potted plants. You could have a lamp. You could have whatever you would want in the middle. You could have a skeleton head if you really wanted to, but I don't think that would really be appealing to your guests. Okay, so that's your table. It looks really awesome. It looks really nice. Very modern design, as I like it. Table, great. Okay, chairs, again, super simple, kind of similar to what we had in the kitchen. Make sure that they are 2 apart, because if they aren't, then that will not look good, right? So just like so. Again, if they were 1 apart, then you would not be able to place anything here. I thought I placed that for a second. I was like, oh, never mind, you can place something like that, but nope, it was just this, right? So no matter how hard you try, it won't work. So go 1 more to the side. That was wrong. Okay, yeah. So just go around the table like so, placing your trapdoors and your table, and then you'll have a wonderful dining table, and it's great. It's awesome. So yeah, table achievement completed. Let's just break all of this and go back inside. Expert way to break a table, by the way. Yeah, pretty satisfying, I gotta say. Nope, no. Yeah, whatever. That was a weird noise that I made. That was embarrassing. Okay, time set day. Oop, nope, I was wrong again. I always do that. Okay, in the entrance, I actually made... Actually, let's go upstairs and then I'll show you that. Okay, so yeah, that is the dining room completed. So that is what the dining room looks like. I think it looks pretty great. Floor is just some dark oak, kind of just to match the ceiling. Again, the ceiling is a lot lighter because of the stripped dark oak. So that just kind of add a little bit of contrast to the roof versus the floor. So I thought that looked good. Over here, you don't need to do this. It is an example. These are what I will be expecting people to do. You do not, in survival, need to go all the way to the end before you make this house. This is just an example of how you could use this, if you wanted to, in the lamp. So it looks pretty good, but good to me. What you do is you take your dragon egg. Oh, I know that was going to work. I thought it was going to teleport, but I guess I'm in creative, so... Yeah, okay, then you take your quartz pillar and your heavy weighted pressure plate, which I just call an iron pressure plate, and then you place your dragon egg. It kind of just looks like a stand that something would be on. Oh. What? Okay, that's confusing. Where did that go? No, is it outside? Is it on this... I'm so confused. Where is this? Oh, it's outside. That's great. There you go. Okay. Let's go back upstairs. And I'll show you how to make it. Okay. So, as you saw, that is a bad idea. So, how about you place your quartz pillar first? And then, under it, you place your dragon egg, and it connects. It's great. So, what you do with that, pretty simple. It just connects. That's the lamp. If you want it to be done like that, then... that's really all you need to do. But what I decided to do was on top of the quartz pillar, because it looks weird on the top, I decided to put a heavy-weighted pressure plate, more commonly known as an iron pressure plate. And I feel like because it's lined, it just looks very, very similar to this quartz pillar. And I thought that looked really nice. I thought that looked really, really nice. It kind of just combines together. It looks really smooth. It looks a little bit more circular than how it would without this iron pressure plate. So yeah, that's how you do that. And then, of course, to maintain my lighting without actually lighting, because none of these emit light, I thought that a sea lantern looks pretty nice under it, and it does, in my opinion. So, if you wanted to have this actually emit light, put a sea lantern under it. Again, trapdoors let through light. If you were to have something on the floor and then a trapdoor above it, it would still emit light. And that is a great thing about trapdoors. You could place them anywhere and light will still flow through them. Again, similar thing on top. This time I just had the hangings from both sides. It would be pretty hard to do this side, I just realized. But hey, everything could be practical besides this. Okay, and then on the edges, I just used some glass panes again, just as a railing. On the edge, just a block and a little lamp. Great. Over here, a little table made of 2 dark oak stairs. Nendrod. Lamp. Great. Okay. I'm going to show you the rooms after. I'm just kind of doing the halls first. Pretty simple. Another lamp. It's great. Over here, a little chair kind of going on similar detail of this thing, but again, the back doesn't have any signs because it's against the wall. You could place some plants over here, you could do whatever you want with it, but I decided that it would look pretty nice just as a chair, just in the hallway. Kind of seems like a waiting room for a doctor's office, but that's not my fault. I mean, it kind of is, actually. So yeah, if you want a waiting room, doctor's office, modern chair, then here you go. Yeah, okay, so over here, very similar to what we had down here, downstairs, very similar, just without the drawers, and 1 block less, and very, very simple, lamp, 2 blocks. Great, okay, let's start with the first room now. Okay, this is meant to be the master bedroom. I didn't plan out this house as I would normally, because I was just really excited to make a house like this. I've always wanted to kind of make a house like this. Looks very, very modern, but also suburban. I thought it looked pretty nice. So, master bedroom. I didn't prepare it right, though. But yeah, this is supposed to be a master bed. It looks okay. Over here, this is kind of meant to be like one of those blankets that you kind of put over for show. And if you were in survival, great thing. Under those trap doors, if you decided to, again, this is something that Corrales did as well. I took inspiration from that. So yeah, over here, you just got some beds under it where you could sleep, and it's great. So I think I should have placed it one more over here, one more block ahead of where it is, just because I feel like then there's too much space where there shouldn't be too much space, and again, just to make a little bit more of like a bedstand that it's really on, and it's not just a full thing of blanket, which would be weird. So yeah, what I did over here is I just placed some signs to kind of make it like a wraparound. So it's kind of keeping the bed up. Okay, another design for a lamp. This is, again, pretty hard to do in survival, considering the fact that it is a skeleton head. So if you do have a charged creeper farm for some reason, then this is the lamp for you. So yeah, again, 2 blocks, same design as the drawers. I just used dark oak instead. Lamp. That's basically this entire house. 2 blocks, drawers, lamp. That's the entire house. Over here you have a little wardrobe, same exact thing as that, but over here I used stripped. I'm forgetting what this is called. Over here you have stripped spruce wood. Yes, that's it. Okay, and then again, because you have no stripped spruce wood stairs and slabs, I just used regular stairs and slabs. I wish that this block wasn't like that, but it has to be. I'm wondering. No, that wouldn't look as good. So it's kind of just like a drawer hanging out. I wish you could have like little tiny bits of clothes kind of pouring out over there. But yeah, it's just kind of a little bit of that. And then carpets. Very good. That was a bad thing to be doing at the time. I was trying to show you that there's lighting, but I did a bad way of doing it. I was like carpets, and then I mined the exact wrong spot. Yeah. So that's the room. Hide some lights under carpets. It'll look really nice. Bathroom. Simple. Very, very simple. Same toilet paper with the button. This time it's jungle. Wonderful toilet paper. Wonderful trapdoor on top of the toilet. And then you have a little carpet. I didn't put anything under it for some reason. Oh, this is supposed to be like one of those bath mats that you come out of the bath and then you step on it and it just soaks up all the water on your feet. Again, just a little tap going into this big bath. Then over here, 2 full dark prismarine blocks, then a slab, and then you have a mirror with some drawers under it. And this is the best impersonation of a mirror I could really do. I didn't have a lot of space. If I did, what you would do is dig out this behind the mirror, and you would place the exact same amount of blocks away. You would place the same exact thing. So you would place the toilet, you would place the toilet paper, and it would look really, really real. Besides the fact that you wouldn't see yourself. So yeah, over here you have just a little shower head. This is the really smallest thing you could do. It's an iron trapdoor. I think it looks pretty nice. An iron trapdoor with a stone brick wall on top. And I don't know why you would have a shrub in your bathroom. But yeah, so you have your drawers. Then you just put some slabs on top of that to kind of just finish it off. If you wanted to, you could put some trapdoors, but I don't know what color would really suit this room. So I kind of just went for the prismarine. So yeah, that's this room. On to the next room of the house. Okay, and this is the communal bathroom for these other 2 rooms. So, it's a bigger bathroom than the master bathroom because this is for a lot more people. I don't know why this toilet doesn't have a lid, but it doesn't. Spruce trapdoor. Instead of a dark oak or whatever other... Why did I say trapdoor? It's a button. Yeah, spruce button instead of all the other buttons, as you now know. Again, whenever you have some trapdoors, I put light on it. So that's what I did. So, sea lantern. I don't know how that really relates to this. Maybe it's kind of just like illuminating this plant. Yeah, okay. This sink doesn't have any water in it, so it's just kind of different, which is good. I use the same thing for the kitchen as I did here. Then you have just some stairs to kind of just make this little sink area, just kind of a little crevice. Over here is another way you could do a mirror. I needed to add a light source because this is very dark and gloomy. I couldn't really have a way to fix it because any light anywhere else would look a bit weird. So I decided that maybe just having these two end rods would look a little bit better. Maybe I could have done this a little bit better with a slab or something to make it look just a little bit more interesting. And then I had just some light gray stained glass panes. That's a mouthful. But yeah, and that's our mirror over here. This house is kind of just like a tester. If you guys didn't like this house, there are more tutorials to come. This is the shower. Quartz slabs on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tall, and then it's just kind of a way to signify a door. You got your bath mat over here. Shower head, same thing as before, just another stone brick. And then what I think is a genius idea that all showers should have, but none of them do, is to have a way to turn on the water from the outside. That's a great idea. You don't have to go in the shower and get yourself all wet for no reason. You could just stay outside, do the right temperature. But yeah, so good idea. Have a lever or a way to control your shower from the outside so you don't have to go in and turn it on the shower. Yeah, as I was saying, this light fixture is just a light fixture. It's pretty modern. So what you do is you have some iron bars, and at the very top you have some fences of some kind. You could have some walls or anything, just to make sure that none of these connect, because if they do, it just doesn't look as good. So I just used some dark oak, and then this one is just an iron bar. So yeah, that I thought was just a pretty good design choice. And then all these are unconnected. They kind of just hang down from the ceiling like that, and I think it looks pretty good. So let's move on to the first bedroom. This is a pretty cool bedroom. It has 2 beds, meaning that 2 people sleep in it. And yeah, so this is the room. You have a little potted bamboo if you wanted to. Again, none of this is a thing that you have to do. This is not a tutorial. This is a way that you could make houses. This is not necessarily something that you have to copy block for block. I will not be telling you the details of this room and exactly which blocks go where. This is just a way that you guys could have some ideas, and I think it's great. So, I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't put any sea lanterns or anything under this. Maybe you can if you wanted to. Just adding some texture, adding some detail. These blocks look very similar to each other. So, what you do is, it's almost like a gradient. These 3 blocks look very similar. So you put them together, it kind of creates a nice textured bed, and it's great. Again, the outside, you could use any trapdoor of your liking. You don't have to use trapdoors. You could use signs like we did in the master bedroom, but I decided that trapdoors would look a little bit better here. This is kind of just more uniform, more kind of just like just some twin beds that people have. Then, of course, the pillows are made out of snow because snow is soft and nice, and also it creates a very good depth, and it's made out of snow, and I've said snow like 4 times already. But yeah, you could do different layers. So you could have them at different heights. If it was a 3 wide, then you could have the middle deeper than the rest of them. Kind of seem like that a person has been sleeping in the middle of the pillow for a while and hasn't fluffed their pillow out. But yeah, so that's the 2 beds. Carpet is pretty simple. Just kind of just make whatever shape that you want and then gradient it. It's the same thing as these 3 blocks together, just on carpet, and you could just put whatever colors you want together that look nice. So I used all 3 of the blues and some gray. So yeah, what is this called? Oh yeah, a light. Okay, so the light is very, very simple. It looks pretty cool though. You have you have 3 lanterns, right? And around the lanterns you have trapdoors. You could do any trapdoors as you like. In the other room, we have acacia trapdoors instead of this. Actually, did I change it to jungle? I'm not sure. I kind of changed that whole room. But yeah, over here, same kind of dresser thing. I just used gold instead of that. It just adds a little bit more of a flash of color. This is just a modern way of kind of just having some design choices or detail. I just thought that this kind of design or way to kind of have some details, some plants, some just furniture or something in the room that kind of adds a little bit more detail, I just thought this was a nice way of doing it. So it's just kind of a steady ascend using some trapdoors, and I thought it looked really nice. Corner, you got a lamp. Maybe I should have added a chair in the upstairs besides this. But yeah, on to the next room. I already showed you what it looked like. This took me the longest time. You have no idea how long this took me. I was looking at this room, and I was like, this had the same dresser as the other room, by the way. And I was just like, I just don't think that looks good. So yeah, experiment. Find what you like. You don't, again, this is why this is not a tutorial that you have to follow exactly. If you want to, pause it at any moment, kind of see, get a general feel on how to do this if you like this build a lot. If you don't, that's fine. A lot of tutorial videos are going to be coming out. This is not the only one. I really should replace this and see if it's going to melt again. But yeah, experiment. See what you like. And this room is one that I like a lot. Again, kind of just like a nice modern light fixture. Just, you have, again, the end rods, the glass pane. That's it. And that just kind of slowly ascends to one end rod. You could do another glass pane. I just felt like it wouldn't really make sense because it's not emitting any light. So I kind of like how this looks. And then you have 2 people. This guy likes playing video games and doing stuff because he has a computer. And the way to do a computer is you have any pressure plate. I prefer the iron one because it looks most like a keyboard. Have a painting. Make sure it's 1 wide though, because that looks the best for a laptop probably. If you wanted to make this a real computer or a monitor, maybe make it 2 wide and then have this and this same, just have it 2 wide. Way to make the mouse, just make sure it's in the right direction, so you're facing the direction that you want the mouse not to be in, and then the mouse will go in the way that it should be. Looks pretty good, looks the most like a mouse that you could have. Then you have, of course, just a little plant over here, kind of just brightens things up. Carpet is not my best choice, but I kind of decided that maybe a little bit more color besides the blue would look nice. So I decided let's have some green and let's put in some gray and black. I don't know why these 2 kids have a TV and their parents don't. But yeah, these 2 kids have a TV. Very simple. Again, the same thing as downstairs. Black concrete powder. Oh my god, it is the best thing that you could use for a TV. If you wanted a plasma screen, that's a different thing. But regular TV, it just puts just the right amount of texture on it to kind of either look like that like fizzled out thing. If you wanted that, maybe go with a light gray. Go with a light gray, kind of just to, again, just experiment. See exactly what you like. I don't know why I'm doing it like this, but I am. So yeah, again, just see what you find interesting and what you find likable about each build, and you'll find what you want. So let's put the other concrete in. That's the wrong one. Again, you could do one of those like almost like the technical difficulties thing if you want, but I decided that just a black screen looked nice. So experiment, find what suits you. That's kind of like the main thing about this video. This is not a tutorial video. This is an inspiration video. Kind of just see what you like about this. Take whatever aspects of this that you like. This is just for me to show you what you can do with a lot of different techniques and put them together. So that was the last room, and now for the grand finale of this build. As you saw in my last video, same kind of grill. I just used, instead of stone brick stairs, I used quartz. So that's the same thing. The deck is the same thing, besides at the end I kind of just did a stair like that, and then it kind of just curves into it, so it kind of just connects. It just seems almost like how it looks. So yeah, instead of using quartz, I used dark oak, and I thought that looked pretty nice, and it does. I showed you how to make these in the last one. These are just kind of uniform trees, but instead of regular, I just use some what's it called? I use this is the one block that I don't know what it's called. Stripped spruce wood. Right. I don't you could use the log, it doesn't matter. You won't see the top, and if you wanted to, you could use that kind of wood if you wanted. But I guess this is just what I had on hand. So, this path is great. This block over here, this isn't like just a normal sandstone. This is a sandstone stair. And the top of it, if it's upside down, is such a good texture, and you can't get it on any other block. So it's a very, very unique texture, and what you do is, you have your sandstone path, and then to texturize it, you put in some sand, which is very, very subtle. You almost don't see it, besides when you're a little bit farther away, where you can see the darker contrast. And because of that, that just is like the subtle kind of texturizing. And then you add in these stairs just every once in a while. Not really that often. I kind of did a little bit more than I should, but that's fine. So it just goes around and eventually makes its way to the pool. So I'll show you each build by build. This first one, wow, this is my favorite of the three. It's great. This is the most lovely. I don't know how you got there and how you are still alive. There you go. Nope, never mind. There you don't go. Oh. Okay. Favorite build. What I did, you just outline an area, mark out an area that you want to be a pond. And then what you do is, you outline one side of that, or really one half, with some coarse dirt, mix in some podzol, and just leave some as just grass. You could just do this entire thing as stone. I just don't think that would look as nice, because then you really don't see the pool at all, or the pond. So what you want to do, and then on one side, I kind of elaborated on this a little bit in the last video, just go out, make just a little outline for what you want your pond stone thing to look like. If you look back and you think that shape looks good, it's time to texturize. So take some stone slabs, and I chose to take andesite light gray concrete powder, because I feel like that just adds a little bit of contrast to it. It looks really nice. Cobblestone, some gravel, and then of course you want to take some walls, and you add that all together, and it just becomes this amazing, incredible build that you love. So again, what you do is just place some blocks up and down, make it a little bit taller, make it a little bit shorter. You want to plan out the area where you're making this stream. So just kind of build that up. Place maybe a slab like that where the water is going to come from. Right? Look back, see how it looks. If you don't like it, do something else with it. Just make it look interesting and make it how you want it. Then kind of just slowly make your descent with some slabs and everything. And once you have your pool marked out, just go around. See what looks best to you. Go around like this. Again, place some blocks over here. Then you begin texturizing, and you see how the build all comes together. This isn't really that good of a way to express it, but just look at this build. I started out with this bottom thing. I made it, of course, a lot bigger than that. Just like this. You kind of just have a little bit of some indents over here. And then, of course, you go out a little bit. Come back in for the slow curve that you really want. Again, it's natural. It doesn't have to be completely circular. And then you just fill it in. You put some nice slabs on bottom kind of to integrate it in. Maybe some sand over here. But again, just place some stone blocks below also. It doesn't just have to be the sand. So kind of just integrate it. Make it look smooth and nice. And it will become this build right in front of you. Not, of course, exactly like this. It will be different. It will be unique to you, but it will look amazing. So kind of experiment. See what suits you. See what you like. And you will eventually come up with this after practice. So practice this. You don't have to. This is just a suggestion. But yeah, just practice this. It will look amazing. So, yeah. Okay, next build. You got a fire pit. Fire pit. It looks really nice. Very simple. You just, of course, make your indent, however long and wide you want. This doesn't have to be one campfire. You could have 4. You could have 3 by 3. It doesn't matter. This is just a general concept. So, stone brick stairs going down. The floor is stripped spruce wood, integrating in different formations. So first like this, then like this. That's the same direction. That's a bad example. That's still a bad example. How? Oh, right. Okay. Right? So you kind of just almost zigzag back and forth, but on the same line. And yeah, just go like this. And you'll have this really nice pattern made of the same block, but it will look amazing, and it will look really nice. So yeah, do that. As the floor, if you want, you can use any stripped wood. You could use any different block that you want. And then I had this middle pedestal and the cushioned seats around it as the same block. I just thought it looked pretty nice together. The walls are fully made of stone to kind of just feel like it's almost sunk into the ground, and you didn't really change it, but you kind of just smoothed it out, right? So, of course, you have your campfire in the middle, and you just have some black stained glass panes around it. So you have your stairs, you have your stairs leading back up. These are just sandstone stairs, just like this. Actually, no. These are smooth sandstone stairs. They're a really, really nice block to use, and I think they're awesome. So, if you like that block, then you could use it. And then around this, actually, around this backyard, you have lamps. Really, really simple to make. Of course, I'll kind of just give you a look around. It's really not that hard. Again, just kind of going around, do where you please, and then, right, okay, I'll show you that in a second. This is kind of just one of those seats where you chill at while your kids or whatever are playing in the pool. These two chairs are very simple. They're like a lot of stairs that I've done in the past, chairs I've done in the past. So yeah, just make your way around, do whatever you want, just look back, see how it looks. If it looks nice, then that's great. In the middle, you have, again, three across of stripped jungle log. This is the log instead of the bark. I think it just looks a little bit more naturey, so I think it fits this outdoor a little bit better. Of course, you have a lamp on top, and actually, a really cool thing that I thought was awesome, you could have a floor aquarium, and it will look great. What you want to do is just dig down and then just have these sand layers going up in the corners, have the middle almost like a river going down, and then just slowly make your way up with the sand. Then, of course, have some sea pickles, of course, have your fish, have whatever you want there, and it will look amazing, especially in the nighttime, which will happen in a second, and you'll see how cool this looks. The pool, I've elaborated a little bit on this in the last video, but instead of using quartz the entire thing, I actually used blue glazed terracotta. That's a really, really nice pool thing. It looks amazing, in my opinion. It looks very pool-like. Over here, you have like one of those drains. The sun's going down. Just every 2 blocks, I placed some glass with sea lanterns in them. I did the same thing that I did in the other video on the stairs. So again, quartz stairs going down. Then on the side, you just have that sea lantern with the glass. So that's really the pool. And over here is the hot tub. You just have it jutting out on the corner. And every once in a while, there's actually a campfire under this, so that'll just make some steam every once in a while. There you go. So that kind of just makes it feel a little bit more like one of those hot tubs that you'll see at just those not amusement parks, those water parks or whatever you'll really see them at. So that's really the hot tub. It kind of juts out. It adds a little bit more jazz to the build, and it looks really nice. So yeah, this is what the house looks like in nighttime. I'm going to press F1, and I'm kind of just going to go around. So yeah, that's the entire build. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was a really, really fun video to make. It's kind of just like one of those forts, and you kind of just say, hey, this is what I built. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like on this video. If you want to see those 2 next videos, please make sure to subscribe. Again, there's a weird bug that happens with waterlogged stairs. It's really weird. I'm not sure. If Mojang, if you still happen to be watching for some reason, do you know why that happens? Is that a bug that's going to be fixed soon? It's just a little bit concerning. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe if you like my content and videos. Survival series videos will be coming out soon. It is going to be a survival server with one of my very, very good friends. So, please make sure to subscribe. And, yeah, like the video if you can. And I'll see you guys next time.